Tá fáilte róg go léir Lismore on Law Brashaw. You're all very welcome here this afternoon to the presentation of the 12th Annual Molly Keane Memorial Creative Writing Award. Could I just ask you to silence your mobile phones while the session is going on? And for those of you who have tickets for the Kate 80 event, I assure you we will be finished here in time for you to walk up to that venue. I'm just first of all going to call on Lismore Mayor, Councillor Jan Motte, to welcome you all. Jan.
County Arts Officer, Deputy Mayor of the County, Director of Service, Councillors, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank Margaret for the invitation to be here, to welcome you here today. It's a pleasure to do it again. I was here last year. It's a pleasure. I'd like to welcome all of you here today to this fantastic venue and this fantastic event and this fantastic town on this fantastic day. I'm aware that I'm in the presence of people who know how to use words, so I'm sure you get the meaning. I'm not sure whether it is right to use fantastic 4 times in the same sentence. You get the meaning. I would particularly welcome the family of Molly Keane, specifically Sally and Virginia, and son-in-law Kevin. I think it's great to see them here every year, and it's great that they're here again this year. Also very much a welcome to Mona and Des Manahan, who are connected to the judging panel and I believe have had a very difficult time recently. And finally, I'm not making this too long, but finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the winner of the 2009 award. I don't know yet who the winner is. None of us do, except Margaret, and she will give you further details. So you're very welcome. Thank you very much.
For those of you who don't know, that Jan is also the administrator here of the Imram Festival in Lismore, so he's very much involved and supportive of artistic endeavour in County Waterford. I would like to thank everyone who took the time on the island of Ireland to submit work, short stories for this particular award. At this stage, it's an established writing competition, and writers consider it a prestigious award to have on their writing CV. I would very much like to thank the Keane family, particularly Molly's daughter Virginia for judging this year, and also to Mona Manahan, who is back on the panel this year after a short absence, ably deputised for last year by her husband Des, and indeed to Kate Murphy, the former Deputy County Librarian, who is now working in the area of adult literacy with the VEC, and she did a tremendous amount of work on the shortlisting of the award. And there can, however, only be one winner, and I am pleased to announce that the winner of the Molly Keane Memorial Creative Writing Award 2009 is a lady by the name of Mary Darcy, with a story titled Knuckling Under. Just to tell you a little bit about Mary before you meet her. Mary is a native Athlone and is married and living in Belfast, so she's had quite a journey to come here today. She is a short fiction writer who began writing comic poems in the 80s. Her novel Tales of Hoffman was shortlisted for the Citric Win Book Deal in 2004. She was also shortlisted for the Brian Moore Awards 2006 and the Stella Artois Pitching Awards 2007. She came second in the Mason Jones Awards Liverpool 2008 and won the Bill Lofton Short Story Competition also last year. Her work has been in several newspapers and magazines and broadcast on RTE and BBC Northern Ireland. She is currently collaborating with Jimmy T. Murakami, the filmmaker and veteran of animation, on a work to be animated for the children's market. Knuckling Under is the 12th winner of the Molly Keane Memorial Creative Writing Award, and I now call on Deputy Mayor Damien Gagan to present her with her prize money of €650 and a commemorative scroll. Damon and Mary.
Services, members of the Keane family, invited guests and friends. May I just say I'm absolutely delighted to be here today in Lismore. It's always a pleasure for me to visit this town because it actually is where my father's family came from, a couple of miles up the road in Ballysaggart. So I'm absolutely delighted, Jan, to be here today. I also want to reiterate the commitment of Waterford County Council's Arts Office in fostering new Irish writing and short stories. And this award in the memory of the late Molly Keane, who was certainly an inspiration in the world of literature. And we thank the Keane family for their involvement with this award. I also had the pleasure when I was a teenager of actually meeting Molly Keane in the streets of Dungarvan. Once upon a time I was cycling my bike one day and I came across a lovely ceremony which Molly was presiding at, and it was actually the opening of the then Dungarvan Library, which is now the Arts Centre in Dungarvan. So I had the pleasure of meeting the great lady herself. Through the Molly Keane Creative Writing Award, emerging writers have an outlet for their talents, and it certainly acts as an encouragement for people to start writing and indeed to continue writing. And I want to wish Mary every success for her writing, and I'm delighted to be here today to present you with your awards. Well done. Thank you.
As I mentioned to you, Virginia Brownlow represented the Keane family on the judging panel, and Virginia may just say a couple of words to you. So,
I'd like to thank Waterford County Council for continuing to hold short story competition in memory of my mother. I know it would really pleased her. She was always sympathetic and encouraging to new writers. And she often spoke about the great difficulty of producing good work and how hard it was and what a lot of just struggle it took. I enjoyed reading this year's selection very much. There was a lot of really good ones, but Knuckling Under was definitely my favourite. It worked on a lot of different levels for me. It told a lot of different stories. And the biting black humour really reminded me of a lot of my mum's work. And so I'd really like to very, very warmly congratulate Mary for such a terrific story.